What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 222, I think. I just forgot. So correct me if
Thank
I'm
you.
wrong, all you diehards. So
Those of you who know, please tell.
uh, we have I'll get there. Presented by Creative Edge, Edge VR Arcade, and our friends at Cousin Subs, where you can use promo code
Blizz Curds.
for a free curds with a 7.5-inch sub or sub in a bowl. I was going to say,
Still,
still,
because our season is not over.
correct. It was really cool with a lot of our players' parents. And I guess I was only drawing attention because I was wearing a suit coat at this game. But like, they're like, "Are you Ryan from Strictly Blizzness?" A couple of our players' parents. I'm like, "Holy crap, we have more fans."
Are there
Yeah,
two more fans out there?
yeah. They were like, "Please count me in your ex viewers." I'm like, "Awesome."
See, so people are paying attention. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we have a lot in this episode, and I apologize. I am not quite awake yet this morning. I'll show you how bright it is out there.
Yeah.
That's the Vancouver Harbor. You can't really see anything because of the reflection off the window, but um, what do you want to talk about first, Ryan? There is a lot to unpack this episode.
Wherever you want to go, boss lady. I am also both watching emails come in, launching fires, and not awake. So it's I got home and I was like, "Sorry, Kirsten." that was. But then I sat with her before I went and interviewed, and she's like, "I feel like I'm gonna throw up because it's just you know what this means to the organization. Frick, I'm not gonna get teary eyed on this." And she was all in. So yeah,
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. It's really good. So let's talk about the game
yep,
first. So I was not able to watch the game because we were out on a suspension bridge, which
blended.
yeah, which Sean could show right now, I guess. It's Sean, it's the bridge that's in the middle of nowhere up high in the trees. Yeah, that's where we were. Um, and we got back to where the general store was, and we were almost at halftime, and I was looking at the score going, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." And then we got to the next park for another suspension bridge and got to watch the last minute of the game, which was really cool. And then I got to call Larry as it ended. But for those of you that don't know, which I don't know if you're watching Blizzness and don't know that we won yesterday,
True.
but we beat the Orlando Pirates, and we will have the Eastern Championship game in Green Bay. And I want to talk a little bit about the fans because I saw Ben's post about the impact that the fans had. I have a photo to share of a couple of fans. One is Griff in his number 22 custom jersey. I know we had a lot of custom jerseys that were handed out at that game or that were
I
picked
have
up
some more
prior to.
photos as well. Yep. So
So you're sharing some photos as well right now. Excellent. Good. Um, I also have the two gentlemen that sit behind me normally. Um, and so we know Lance from Bayland. We've talked about Lance from Bayland before. And this is Mary, his fiance's son, and his buddy sitting there enjoying. And Mary told me after the game that she has no voice. And I said,
yeah,
you should know by now that that's how you're supposed to enjoy a game. That's what happens is you have no voice.
yeah,
So um, I could see the crowd. Great job, Ryan, on getting people in the seats. Our community was definitely there, showed up in a big way, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
yep. It
Do you have any?
it was incredible, and my actually Nora asked how many steps I did, and I didn't. I used I think we shared it on here. Maybe it's just because I'm an audio guy. I used the crowd noise to. I couldn't tell you the score. I was pacing on the suite level, and the suite folks were checking to see if I was okay. Both because I had to descend to press row at one point, but yeah, it's incredible. It was quite the environment. So yeah, gosh dang it, Kathy! Like it was like I was trying to keep it together all game. Like I don't know why. Probably because I love you guys. It means so much. But like this team in my 13 years, and no disrespect to anyone else who's played for us, deserves to go there. Liam hugged me afterwards, and I just said, "You guys just played a bunch of really good football players, but they weren't a team, right? This team deserves to go." So
And I would say that that was the key. We had an all around team, right? It was a team effort. Although I did watch Liam escape the pocket. I don't
yeah,
know how he did it.
incredible players will take over the game when it matters, and he did that twice. So
Oh my
yeah,
word. Oh my word. And it wasn't without flaws. I mean, we did have some, oh boy, what was that?
yeah,
Turnover on downs but at the end of the day, staying resilient, moving the ball down the field, that is what gets the win and
yep,
that is what's important. So
yeah.
so shout out to all our guys because they really did have a great game. Campbell was back in action. I saw that. Trayvon, we picked as our offensive player of the game, or player. Was he just player of the game or
I
offensive
think
player of the
move
game?
the chains offensive player of the game from
Okay.
our friends at Move Milk. So yeah,
Okay. So, and that was well deserved. He and Liam had a great connection going on. So that was
yeah.
fantastic. Um, the game itself, there were, from what Jared told me, that we don't have final numbers, obviously, but there were quite a few viewing the game. So
Awesome.
the IFL in general is just picking up more and more steam as we move along. So I'm really impressed with everything that we've done so far this season, and impressed with the fact that you were in a suit coat. And we have a picture of that, you doing an interview. So tell us about your interview.
Yeah, I got I mean, one would call it privilege, one would call it curse. Well, let's just be real. You would do it if you were there.
I
Your
would have, but
husband, that's not his speed. So I was politely asked when Kathy wasn't going to be at the game to do it. Um, and that came with being mandated to be in a Super Bowl. So yeah, not the most comfortable way to enjoy the game, but I got the you clean up nice, and I think dapper 6 or 7 times it was used. But it
so
was
you weren't
cool.
in your flip flops?
No, till 11, and then I suited up when we quick gave the team the breakdown of the instructions, and then opened doors at noon. I put the suit on at noon. Um,
Nice.
yeah, it was really cool. Incredible broadcast team. And I said it on air when people go back and watch the interview. Just really neat to have had the privilege to do this for so long in the league and then watch an entity like Yahoo Sports Network hopefully extend the ability for you and I to do this for a very long time. And I meant that, right? There was no salesperson smoke and mirrors. It is really cool to feel like we have help on the league level for the first time in all these years. So it was neat to get that opportunity. No different than when I got caught with a mean mug at last year's IFL championship game. I had friends who were like, "Are you on TV?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." This time I'm smiling and talking about the thing that Blizzard football is, but not just watching
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah. No, I think that's fantastic. And, the more that, we do things a little bit different in Green Bay. Our focus is on the community. I'm not diminishing the players, I'm not diminishing football, but in order to get people in the stands, the focus has always been, well, not always. Those first 2 years were kind of like, wait, what are we doing? Um, and we've told that story many, many times, but
Yep,
community has to be the focus to get people in the building. And then once they're in the building and they see the product, they fall in love. But it's still the focus on community.
absolutely.
Um, and I want to talk about that just a little bit because we did not mention anything on last week's episode about what we're going to talk about, but it's going to play a big role in this next game. And, you know, Ryan is very much in touch with our community and said he had an idea for the ninth if we're going to play the ninth. And I said, okay, whatever it is, I love it. Because I knew what it was about and figured it would be big. But let's talk about the devastation that hit right before we had um, our episode last week. You want to dive into what
Yeah.
happened in Menasha?
Yeah, so an estimated, and I've seen varying reports, and that's not the important part, an estimated F3 tornado actually tore through a community just south of Blizzard football land. And homes, businesses, everything affected, clean water, you name it. It was probably a record tornado for that area. And a lot of people just south of here in our extended Greater Green Bay community hurting. Um, I'll give the abridged version of what I saw, and it must be Facebook stalking me, but I saw a ton of pictures of the Menasha football stadium, a local high school team, tore up, and just things happen for a reason, whether Facebook's stalking you or not. And I'm like, man, if we can get that second game, because there's no way we would have done it justice with the first game. There's also that, boy, if we don't get the second game, I'm going to tell these people at the school district I want to help, and I'm going to have to figure out a different, unique way to help. But I was just like, boy, what if for a minute in time on August 9th, it didn't matter what logo was on a polo and that we were 35 miles away from that high school if football could help football? Because there's a lot of awesome entities like our partners at Network Health and Thrivent stepping up to get a ton of dollars and water and people's homes fixed. But what if a football team could help a football team do something special? So that's how we got from A to B. And Larry gave me all of 5 minutes and he said, do it, run it by Blondie. And I sent it to you, hoping you would get it without some of the signal stuff. And just, I can unpack the offer, but I didn't know if you wanted to chime in first. But I'm actually really excited we got the opportunity because I had all those people in Menasha on hold being like, and they all responded, which is crazy because I can't even
that they could.
fathom what they're
Right.
going through right now. And the subject line just said Blizzard football. We want to help with the football stadium, and I hope they read it, and they did. So, yeah.
Yeah. So for my 2 cents, our girls went to Notre Dame, and Menasha was a rival. And I actually talked to Joey Bonadonna, who went to Notre Dame as well. And he said, it's just amazing because I've been in that stadium so many times and to see the devastation. And we're in August, so football season has started. And I just think about that school, everything associated with it. Will they even be able to play at home? How are they going to get their season going? I mean, they have an upward battle, if you will. And I think it's fantastic that, again, football helping football, but this goes back to community helping community.
Yep.
So why don't you unpack what it is that we're going to be doing at this game for the Menasha community?
Yeah.
For football.
Yeah. So again, I'll put a big bow on this thing. Larry and Kathy Trinkler are incredible humans because it costs a lot of money, and the broadcast was a big swing this year to run Blizzard football. And the ask I made of my two best friends were like, hey, why don't we not collect on this ticket, right? And the purchaser can pay the fees and we can do an incredible thing. So we will have a $12.97 because we need to move fast and we need to move digital. So I personally don't charge you Blizzard Nation fees. That's just the nature of ticketing. So we'll have a digital ticket link live by the time you see this, that fans will be able to sit in row M for Menasha, on up at a crazy deal in select sections with $10 of each of those tickets going back to the football stadium, right? So all of you who are diehards and want your lower bowl, the best way you can help us is buy the lower bowl and fill it up, and we'll let the community rally to take Emin on up and do something special here. I think we'll have some help from the folks with the G on their helmet across the street, because they were tracking that we won the game this weekend. So we are doing something really huge, and I would love for M on up because I'm a nerdy marketing. I'm not a marketing guru by any means, but I come up with crazy crap like pink lightsabers.
It works.
M on up for Menasha, and it allows us to have our diehards still support the Blizzard because we're gonna not make money on those tickets. So the best way people that are our diehards can help is buy your normal tickets. And we'll go live with a special offer for the community. And we hope to get some of those people in attendance, Kathy and I do, at the game, just to share what's going on in that community. We also understand that they got their hands full right now. But kudos to you and Larry, because you could have just said, Hobson, you're off your rocker.
Well, we do say that every once in a while.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I'm off my rocker all the time.
Ryan,
so.
stop starting jersey auctions at X. Heard you. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was awesome, right? Because besides these, was strictly like, you're awesomely spending time with your daughter right now. And I'm like, man, I hope this reads well, that Kathy tracks what I'm doing here, typos and spelling aside. So That's on you and Larry as much as it is on our. Now our community has to respond. So those of you watching, get tickets and support something special. If you've never been to a game and you're in the Menasha area and you happen to catch this, there is not a less expensive way to come see a Blizzard game and do something awesome coming up as soon as this is live. And I got a press release ready to go. And hopefully by the time people will see this, you will be very aware of what we've decided to do.
Yeah, awesome. Very good. And, we'll show, for those of you that aren't in our area, we'll show you a picture or two of that stadium, Ryan. I think you have the ability to share it on this show.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm making
and
note.
then,
Don't forget. Yep.
yeah. And then we'll also have it up during the game as well, just to give people an idea of what it is that Menasha is dealing with. And, we don't want to pull away focus from the Eastern Championship. Our guys have gotten there. That's fantastic. But we do want to say, hey, we're all about rallying, especially in Wisconsin and in the Green Bay area. We can rally around our people. And I was very impressed because I was not home when this happened. I was very impressed with everything that went down, and just very impressed with how people came to the aid of everyone. I had employees that were taking off of work and going down there, and just helping out their fellow neighbors. And some of them actually live in the area. So it was very harrowing to see and hear some of the things that I heard. So kudos to you, Ryan, for coming up with that. And we hope, Menasha, that we can make a difference for you with this game.
Yeah, there is a good amount of tickets in M on up, and we have some corporate partners that we may get to share some info on who are Menasha or Valley-based businesses that we might get to share some updates here. Because a lot of my morning before recording strictly is pleading with our partners to come to the game and sharing that we're going to do that. Because again, there was the real fine line, right, of who you let in on behind the scenes, because like you don't want to do a bad by doing a good, but like it was awesome. It was cool, and we wanted to be like, all right, well now we're gonna to see. Yep. So
Right.
yep.
So let's talk about, because this is behind the scenes. So you have a lot of work to do this week. By no means could you take the foot off the gas, and especially after the game, you had to put it down to the floor and move on.
Yeah.
So are we going to have any kind of special merch for the Eastern Conference Championship? You launched the merch for the playoffs, but
Yep.
is there anything in the works for the game itself?
I think just the playoff ones, because I was looking at what we did last year. We were the Eastern Conference champs after type deal. So I think we'll have a reload because No Mercy went nuts. So yes, there's
Okay.
merch, the playoff merch. And I think it's kind of in line with I watched what a lot of other teams did, which is launching a playoff one. We launched an Eastern Conference Champions one that we had. That will be available at the game because we still have some of those left from last year, and they aren't date stamped. So you can get an Eastern Conference champ, really nice.
Oh, we must have done that on purpose.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So yeah, still the
excellent.
awesome merch, and thanks to the Resch Center because all our stuff's still there, which is great. The field is down, the merch stayed there. We are the next thing in the building, and that is just a meant to be moment where we didn't have to rush out of there and clean up. I need to go clean up today because we didn't do the best to be a good cleanup when we left because we were all spent. So I just got to rip some stuff off the walls because I don't expect them to do that, and got to touch base with them anyways. We will have specific Eastern Conference Championship footballs that we get to sell, I was told. So no different than we played in Quad Cities. We will owe Tulsa some balls. There are balls that are assigned to gameplay, and then Blizzard Nation, we will have a league Eastern Conference Championship ball because I had asked how that worked, and Todd said make sure you give some to the visiting team, set aside what you're going to play with, and the rest are yours. So
Excellent. Very good. Awesome. One of the things that when we talk about behind the scenes, we have to talk about, when does it start? Where are we going to see it? All of that good stuff. I think we're okay to announce who the broadcasters are. I think that went out. But we're going to have Brent Stover in the building. We're going to have Curtis Riggs, and we're going to have Joey Bonadonna on sideline. So congrats to Joey, our own normal
awesome.
play-by-play. he's going to be on sidelines. I got to tell him that yesterday, so that was pretty cool. And thank you to Jared for always, putting in a good word for Joey. I know that Jared, I know you're the puppet master of all of these broadcasters, so we really, really appreciate what you've done for our local talent in Joey. And Joey does a good job, and I think we'll see more and more of him in the IFL world as time goes on. So he knows football, he knows the game, he knows the players. He's been living and breathing it for a long time. But for game day itself, let people know what time and all of that good stuff.
Sure. 3 p.m. kick, so 2 p.m. doors. On Sunday the 9th. That's a firm thing now that all those games have happened. So it will not flex. It's at 3 p.m. Sunday. It's gonna be awesome.
And we're not going to have any kind of giveaway or anything of that, just because it's a 1 week window that we have. So it's more about just get stuff in the building and see who we can get to show up in that 1 week time frame. Now, we did have a special for the people that attended the game yesterday.
Yep.
They got a benefit of having been there. They got a deal on their ticket for this upcoming game. And hopefully they took advantage of it. I don't know how many people you saw sign up right away.
I didn't check the numbers here, but there was a line at the box office and people were snapping photos of the promo code on the way out. So it was really cool. So it was neat to see. There was genuinely buzz and excitement, which is neat because you get a good layer of attendance before you go live to the public then. So thank you to those who both attended and then responded immediately for the next game.
Perfect. I will say that when I did tune in to the game, who do I see but Amy? They're showing from Country End. They're showing the Jumbotron, and she's on it with her granddaughter. And I sent her a little pic and said, "Hey, I tune in, and there you are on the screen." So I have that to share on here. And then also want to show you what her nails look like, because we're keeping track of her nails. She's got So Mercy nails now as well. So Sean's going to show a picture of her on the screen and then her nails. So anyway, the other stuff that I have is mostly of my trip. So, what else do you want to unpack before we dive into what is Canada?
That's it.
All right.
We're good.
So, and this is more for Sean than the people watching, because I just sent him a barrage of photos and said, "Can you please share each of these individually?" So I'm going to kind of go through what it is that you guys are looking at. We went to see at, it is called Cathedral Park, but these big, massive trees that Helen and I are stretching across and can't even get halfway across the tree. I mean, it's just crazy. Lots of waterfalls, boardwalks, bridges. There's a photo of me in a lake between some mountains that was really frigid. But I'm looking up to the sky saying, thank you, God, for not only this beauty, but this trip. And I have to say that some of the views that we have, including me up in a glass enclosure above the trees, on a thing called I'm going to butcher it. I want to say it was the Manhat. But you would walk up this spiral, take all these pictures, walk out on this web of wiring and look down.
Oh, I would never do that.
And then you could take an actual slide down if you wanted to, which went really, really fast. We also went to the botanical gardens, which are gorgeous. There was this little thing that you could, most people didn't realize it was there, but it was kind of like a hole in the shrubbery. And if you look through it, you could see the harbor, and the harbor was so blue in contrast. So I got a photo of that. In general, it was just beautiful.
That's awesome.
After we did that trip, because we kind of concentrated on the island. So we were on Vancouver Island. We went to visit Victoria, did some sightseeing in Victoria, which there's a picture of that, and just on the wharf, if you will, at that point. Then we got to come to Vancouver for a day, and we went shoe shopping. So I have some shoes that I sent to Larry that I have a photo of. Yeah, Blizzard fans, you tell me which one Larry should get. So I made a haul at this is my favorite shoe store. So they have as you'll see from the photos, they're very strange, different. We'll call it eclectic shoes. Larry said his response was, "You must be joking."
Nice.
Yeah. Then we did a suspension bridge, got to see some birds, more waterfalls, just a lot of really cool stuff back here on Vancouver. And now, right when we wrap up this episode, we're heading to Whistler. So we have we're actually taking a gondola up to the top of the mountain. We're going to do a suspension bridge up there. So it should be a really
awesome.
cool way, to wrap this up. So
that's really cool.
But I will be at home in time for the game. I have some plans on Friday that I have to attend something in Green Bay. So we're coming home early Friday morning. I will be at the game on Sunday and very much looking forward to it.
Cool. I'm looking forward to now wearing a suit coat.
And I will have a suit coat on.
Good for you.
so there's that.
Good.
Going back to what we talked about, we had said a few episodes ago that we would do a special prize for whoever guessed correctly who we would be playing in the playoffs. No one guessed Orlando.
Yeah, and I may have to go rewind that to make sure, but I don't think so.
I don't think anyone said Orlando. I know we had said on the episode, man, those were close games. I don't know that we want to play Orlando, but I don't think anybody had guessed Orlando. Most people did say Tulsa. And yes, we will have Tulsa in the building, and that is going to be a tough game. You know, we said Tulsa was the team to beat, and they beat Jacksonville, so they will be heading into our building. And on the West, unfortunately, our friends in Vegas were beaten yesterday by Arizona. So Arizona finally beat them and beat them when it mattered. And then San Diego and Tucson played, and although it was a tight game there as well, it was a very good playoff series as far as competitiveness, I think. And San Diego won. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So now we see what we can do against Tulsa, and we see what Arizona can do against San Diego.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going towards that scripted movie that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see if it turns out that we play Arizona or if we play anyone. Let's hope that we take the road to the championship. I'd really, although this feels like 24 when, we were in our building, but we got to turn the trophy over to who was then Massachusetts in that final game. And that was it for us. And then last year we got our name on the trophy, but we were in Quad Cities building. So we really need this one we need to clinch it in the building. We need to make sure that our fans help us get there and our guys play good football next week, Sunday, or this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we have?
We have 3 minutes and 27 seconds.
That's what we have. So, Sean, thank you for all of the editing because we're unloading a lot of stuff with Menasha, my trip, and fans in the building with their jerseys. As far as the jerseys go, can they still order jerseys, Ryan?
We got to turn it back on, and they would get here until the off season. If we did it, they would not be here in time for a game in Arizona. But yes, we're getting asked back because they turned out great. So that's probably a revisit, relaunch. Yep.
Yeah, let's turn that back on so people can get them.
Yeah.
And even if they're getting them for a Christmas gift, now is the time. Christmas is right around the corner. I'm reminded of that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So let's turn it back on. Fans, you wouldn't have it in time for, obviously not for this playoff game. And if we went to the championship, you wouldn't have it by then, but you'd have it shortly after.
You bet.
So great for a Christmas idea, stocking stuffer, what have you. So we'll get that link launched again to have yet another way of sporting your Blizzard gear. All right. What else you know?
That's what I got. That's what I got.
That's what I got.
Please come to the game on Sunday. So
yeah, please do. Please do. We look forward to seeing all of you, and we hope that our next episode, which will be in studio, mind you, at least I think it is. Hopefully we're talking about the road to Tucson.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Well, should we hit him with it?
Let's hit him with it. Are you ready?
Yeah, wait. Go Blizz.
Go Blizz.
Don't forget to like, follow,
subscribe,
share,
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.